Are we live? Always wanted to say that.
Is it working?
Chat.
Chat.
That's what I show speed always. Chat. Are we live?
That's like
anyone listening?
Like, hello? Can you guys hear me?
Hello. Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. What was that? Was that Verizon? What was that?
Yeah.
That was a
I got it
Verizon
from I
commercial.
show speed. It's a Verizon commercial. I got it. Chat. Are we live? We're live.
Who is that guy? Is he like a? Who is that guy? Seriously though, I see his stuff on Twitter. I don't know who he is.
He just does like these lives where a ton of people start following him, and he's just super energetic. Well, he used to be like a gamer on YouTube, and he had like a live show, and he grew his YouTube audience, and then he started doing he goes to Europe during the summer, and like hits up cities, and like just crowds like are following him, and it's crazy. Like he was in Poland a couple times, and it's just like insane what happens when he's here, and just all he does is just have a lot of energy, and he starts like running around town with a ton of people following him. So quite
that's dope.
Marketing.
I don't know if I would want people following me if I'm running around towns.
Well, if you were making millions of dollars for it, like every hour, I think you would.
That would change things.
Yeah. I think he makes so much money doing that. Like each live he does. Maybe one day we could start making a lot of money off of our lives. We gotta start doing some crazy stuff on this Freight Gong Friday, like some just insane stuff. We can't be like Reed. You gotta go out and like just start talking to truckers on the parking lot of truck parking lot.
Hey, I think most of them have already left this morning. I got to get here earlier.
Have you seen like a slowdown this week in terms of truck parking like spots like getting booked just because it seems like some truckers are not driving currently?
Good question. No. There's your answer.
Truck Parking Club never slows down. I feel like every week it's just more parking spots, more truckers, more crazy.
No, we're no, I've not noticed that. But I'll let you know if that changes.
Well, if anything, maybe they're actually using it more because they're parking their trucks, so they need long. Maybe you've seen an increase in long-term parking.
Yeah, I got to dive into the data. No, I have no idea.
I feel like you guys could do some really cool stuff with the data you have.
For sure. Yeah, we definitely can, and as time progresses, we will.
Imagine
but for
if
now,
you had like all this data, and then you were feeding it to Danielle, and then Danielle would like, turn it into like some crazy investigative report.
Danielle is going to be that meme, that Always Sunny meme with the guy with all the threads and the pictures on the wall, and he's like, "Oh my gosh, Look at that!" Like,
that's my favorite meme. I had never watched the show until I started using that meme, and then I found out what it was from.
Which Sunny meme? The bus with like the sunny side and
the conspiracy one where he's like crazy conspiracy guy. He's like, it's the guy from Always Sunny, and he's got all the
it's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Yeah, of course. Yeah. Charlie. I would love that.
Yeah, right.
The inside of my brain always.
Got it. So Danielle's the Charlie of Freight.
Yeah, definitely.
Charlie. Who's the Frank of Freight? We need a Frank of Freight. Actually, maybe we should all dress up for like It's Sunny characters for.
I've actually never even watched the show. Is he Danny DeVito?
Oh, it's hilarious.
It is
Danny
so
DeVito,
funny.
yeah. Who is the Frank of Freight? We need to create like an It's Sunny Freight squad.
Well, he's been doing those Jersey Mike's commercials. Maybe like a freight broker could get him as a spokesperson or something.
Yeah. How old is that show?
I remember watching it like season 1 when I was young, but. Who are the two guys? Because It's Sunny in Philly. 1 second. All right.
Hey, did you guys know that AI substitutes can be risky for therapists?
They actually banned AI therapists in Illinois. I don't know if you guys knew that.
Using chatbots as a replacement for professional mental health support can reinforce negative thoughts and actions.
Oh my gosh, it's terrible.
Propaganda.
I should get my
It might be
license
true. I don't
renewed.
know.
Chat, what do we think?
Yo, I don't know. Paul's like a blood
we need-
brothers now at this point with ChatGPT. ChatGPT's
What do we think?
the guiding soul.
I think people need to find Jesus.
Does Jesus have an AI yet?
Jesus.
Jesus AI.
Does Jesus have an AI yet? I don't know, but that sounds.
I saw on Sora yesterday a bunch of people making Jesus videos.
You have access to Sora Read, right?
I do, yeah, I do. That's how I've been making those guy looking through stall crack videos.
Have you posted those on Twitter yet or no?
No, I haven't posted them anywhere. Really.
Get posted. Maybe I'll post it right now so you could show like what's going on Twitter. I'm gonna get it posted up.
I don't know which one I'd made is the best though.
What are videos?
Well, I made videos of a guy. The prompt is basically just like freight broker coworker asking for update on load through the crack in a bathroom stall.
Reed's prepping for next week. Next week we got the ultimate meme competition, and he's gears are already turning.
Wow.
I don't know if he's.
I'm about to post it on Twitter.
Is he wearing a Please Advise hat?
Yeah. I don't think you have the right one, Paul. Honestly, though, I think this one might be better.
I don't have. Yeah,
I'll send it to you.
I'll post it up in a second. I'll show all three of them. But
here,
okay.
Do you want me to text them to you?
I think you already did, so I just got to say them. But I'll show this one first. Okay.
Hold on. I don't know if I sent this one.
Hey, sorry to bug you while you're doing your thing. Quick one though. Do we have an update on that Chicago to LA load, the one that got triple brokered, partialed, then tossed on the rail?
Not yet.
Hey.
Oh God.
That's the problem with these contests, which I didn't even realize I was a contestant in this event. So I guess I'm in though. But the problem is I can't hold on to these things. You know what I mean? Am I supposed to like hold on to my content?
No.
You gotta hold on to them.
No, this is wait. No. This is literally the rules are here that we're like two people from our team. I'm not partaking in this, so I don't have any advantage. Two people from our team are selecting meme templates, and literally you don't have any idea what the meme template is until like literally a second before.
Oh, got it.
60 seconds. You get 60 seconds to make a freight meme. So
got it.
Yeah.
That's good. I like that.
Yeah. So don't worry. Like everything that you do is going to be live. You're going to have 60 seconds to do it.
We should select the meme templates from my buddy from Jason's Meme Lord site.
I'm down.
Has anyone had?
We'll take for sure.
Well, hold on. I have a subscription, and that's his deal. I'll text him.
Danielle, have you come across any of these non-domicile driver related topic memes yet or no?
No, I found some videos on Instagram, but they were very serious videos.
Damn, they probably won't do that great on the meme cover.
The Dave Ramsey meme is a good format right now. You could easily do one with about that for Dave Ramsey. My Twitter engagement is at an all-time low. I posted one yesterday.
Justin created one.
Did he?
Justin created one. Let me pull it up here real quick. Sorry, I'm in a cafe right now. People are like looking at me like, "What am I doing?" But yeah, Freight Gong Friday out of a Polish cafe. Let's go. Alrighty, I'm gonna pull up this the one from Justin. Let's see here.
No, I didn't even see this. I took the day off.
This is a good one.
And then I made this one. We had two killer memes yesterday on Twitter.
Oh my God, this one
was one of them.
You wired $3,000 to carry no trucks? Yes, Dave. The dispatcher's number goes to a freight shop in your van? Yes, Dave.
That is pretty good.
I think Ari made this one, and this one's hilarious.
Man, that is the worst call ever.
Oh god.
Especially when you think the load is delivered. If he added when you think the load is delivered, and then the customer calls you and asks, "Where's my load?" That's the worst.
But Twitter's been popping off lately. I mean, Craig's been a lot more active because Craig wasn't active for a while, and I think Craig being back on Twitter.
He said he was finishing his book. So I don't know. I think he's finally finished it, and I don't know if it's going to be released soon or not. But
here's something I'm working on. Hold on, I'll text it to you, Paul.
All right.
Hold.
So, Danielle, what's been keeping you up this week or last week? Because last time you came out was like 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago.
Yeah, it was. I did stay up one night this week, and because it was the ELD stuff, but
which is a touchy topic.
Yeah, and I've been looking, which it's interesting. I have a bunch of the like detention centers saved, so I can scroll through who's there.
Mm-hmm.
I can't defend or like confidently say that any of these people are actually related to trucking because the names are so common, and then the use of aliases is insane.
Uh-oh.
So I have no idea.
Paul, what's going on over there? Is that for you?
No, dude, this guy came into this cafe and he ordered a salad and a beer. Sorry for interrupting the whole conversation. This is completely random, but he was sitting right in front of me, and he hit the beer down. Then he fell asleep on his salad, and just face in the salad. And then he woke up. He was like, I'm good. And then he went outside and just passed out. And now the medics came to pick him up. So
I hate when that happens.
yeah, and he just woke up again now, and the medics are like, "Yo, we're taking you to the hospital." He's like, "Yo, I'm good."
Does he want to be a guest on Freight Gong Friday?
He has a Raiders hat on, maybe. And actually, I asked him if he needs a taxi because I was gonna order him a taxi. He's like in Polish. He said not right now, and then he replied in English in 5 minutes, and I had no idea why he said it in English. It's kind of random.
What time is it over there?
3:15 p.m.
Yeah, so it's the afternoon.
Yeah, he said that he's been on a bender for 3 days, conferencing. Literally, he did say that he was conferencing. Sorry, this is so random, but we should probably continue going. Great conversation, but I could go outside and talk to him and see what's up.
Well, probably timing wise wouldn't be super stellar. We got the CEO of PCS coming on here shortly as well too. But
it's Friday,
maybe if he's still around afterwards, maybe we can invite him on. See what he have to, we'll see what he has to say about some of the ELD stuff.
Maybe he used to be a trucker in the U.S. You
never know.
He got deported.
Hey, Paul, show that tweet again.
The one with Freight Gong, not Freight Gong, but
I gotta come up with something to do.
Freight Gong 2.0.
I
think it has to be AI involved, right?
I don't know, but I got 10 days to figure it out. So
okay, I actually have a really cool I don't know if you want to call it a relic, but let me share this real quick. Paul, you're gonna like this. I found this yesterday. This is kind of on the topic of the whole immigration stuff.
Christian,
what's up?
Real quick, is this relevant to me coming up with something to demo in 10 days at F3?
No, nothing to do with it.
Okay, got it. Okay,
yeah, we're
continue.
All over the place, yes, all over the place.
Redisappointed.
I'm just gonna go cry myself to sleep. I thought you guys would solve all my problems and give me a million ideas.
We should actually brainstorm this. We should brainstorm what's supposed to be.
Okay, so yesterday I'm at my. No, hold on. So there's this. Literally, this is for my parents, generation when they were coming to the States. I didn't realize that it was back then it was framed as refugees. they never referred to themselves as refugees. It was always just immigrants. But this entire handbook goes down to the extent of like explaining how checks work, how like checking accounts work and stuff like this. And it's entirely in Polish, but I saw this yesterday and I was like, damn, like this was kind of cool. I took photos of like every single page for it, but people had it like a lot.
Is there anything about starting trucking companies?
Literally, I don't know yet because I didn't read it.
Is there anything about Elk Grove Village or?
We'll see. Maybe some commentary. A lot of the people from Poland came straight to Chicago for the most part, or New York too.
I became trucking. Danielle, what do you think of Polish truck drivers in Illinois, or I guess in the U.S.?
I haven't seen anything bad on Polish truck drivers but I'm not in the like Chicago scene either.
I want you to start reporting on Polish truckers.
Dude, I used to work with these Polish guys at Echo. It was awesome. They were great. J&J Enterprises. I don't know if they're still in business. I haven't talked to them in a while, but they were Martin. He was the man. I probably still have his number. I should text him.
Paul, what was that one company that we went to go visit before you left back to Poland that one time? It's LTL company, I think.
Go-To Logistics?
No, not them. It was a smaller one. Damn.
Bullseye Expedition?
You're always booking with them, you said. But
Bullseye Expedition?
Maybe, I don't know.
We went to a lot of Polish trucking companies.
We did.
One of the best carriers I've ever worked with, I was in a sauna at Export Fitness, and that was my first year as a freight broker. And there's a Polish guy in there, and I start talking to him, and he starts telling me he's an owner-operator. And I asked him who's an owner-operator for, and it turned out it was for Bullseye Expedition, a small trucking company out of Elk Grove Village. And literally, they never posted on DAT because all they did was like they consolidated freight. I mean, everyone knew they consolidated freight because like they made it clear they were not shady at all, no freight or something like that. And they would literally just had all these brokers that knew them, give them all the freight, consolidated freight, and then they would just do backhauls for $1 a mile from New Jersey and Pennsylvania back to Chicago. Literally, I called the carrier the next day and I built a relationship with them, and it was amazing because they literally never posted on that. Like they would post like maybe one truck a month on DAT. And that was one of the best relationships I've ever had from a guy I met in a sauna, owner-operator. So always be sourcing carriers.
I mean, is that like a sourcing tool for Chicago brokers? Just go hang out in the sauna and just network?
Going to that sauna, like that's in just in the northern suburbs. Not the one that we went to read, but there's that one where all the Eastern European truckers go to. Like, and it's crazy. I was talking like every time you go to the sauna there, you're just talking to a driver that did like 5,000 miles on Amazon loads. And Danielle, you should go there because you would literally be able to like dig shit up. You would literally expose all these people. Like it'd be crazy. Like this guy's telling me like, yeah, I did 5,000 miles last week with Amazon loads. And I'm like, I don't even know how I did that. You know?
Casual.
He's from Uzbekistan. He's from Uzbekistan, Danielle.
But
Danielle, if you want,
for real, you definitely would be able to find out and dig up some stuff for sure.
Danielle, if you're afraid of going there, Reed, Christian, and I will go with you, so we could be like your bodyguards.
Is it co-ed?
Yeah, it's co-ed. This one's co-ed. Yeah. That would be a very interesting dynamic. We'd eat borscht and talk about railing freights,
exactly.
Exactly. Not railing. Well, yeah, we could talk about railing freight too, but about like doing 5,000 miles a week. Honestly, I think the next Freight Cover documentary is just going to be that sauna. That's all it is. A deep dive into that sauna. Danielle, you should come by. I think
I'm interested.
Yeah.
Dude, I haven't been to the sauna in a minute. I need it, man.
Christian and I were in the sauna last week.
Oh, that too. Yeah. We went like 2 days in a row.
But yeah.
So let's talk about this $1 million Tequila heist that took place, because I don't know if the CEO of
Freight Gong 2.0
or Freight Gong 2.0, whichever one you guys want to talk about. So we brought on Danielle too, so and she has a lot to say.
I think you should tie it into whatever all the news that is going on currently, and Danielle could like maybe maybe it's like a gong that like kicks out like the bad drivers or something. I don't know. You know, it's like Danielle's hitting the gong, but she's like hitting the drivers out. You know, and boom, boom. Chat,
Danielle.
live.
Dude, Paul's just gonna become a Twitch streamer.
I might, dude.
You should.
I might.
That'd be good.
At his Polish cafe, where everyone's looking at me like, "What am I doing?"
Just do this is random guy speaking English in the corner.
Yeah, and like about freight gongs and bongs and I don't know.
Yeah, I don't have any ideas, but I'll figure something out, and it'll hopefully be good. But
well, we should think about it right now.
You guys,
maybe people could talk, give us some ideas. You know, like,
I don't trust anyone's ability to come up with good ideas. I'll be honest.
I mean, even a bad idea could be made into a good idea. It could give you the bad idea could give you an idea. You know?
I actually have an idea, but I'm not ready to discuss it publicly.
Surprise.
But I think my idea could actually hit really hard, and I think people would like it, and it would be funny. So it's suffice to say.
Alrighty. Well,
now
let's see here. So, go ahead.
This guy just emailed us, so he's going to be right here.
Yep, he should be on shortly.
So
throwing things off here, but there we go. Cool. Mark's here. Mark, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing good. How are you?
We're good. We were talking about the upcoming release of the Freight Gong 2.0. Have you heard of it before?
I have not.
No. Reed, would you like to explain the first version of it?
Pull it up.
I gotta pull it up. I'm gonna pull it up.
And we don't ring the gong on this show. Mark, are you? I assume you're familiar with the world of freight brokerages. Is that fair to say?
Okay. Yep.
Are you also?
Let's give a moment of silence.
Carriers of all sizes to effectively market their services.
God.
As well as our growing community of brokers and shippers. But I'm not here to talk about that. We also have hats that say "Please advise" on it. We've sold a couple hundred and are fortunate to call many here customers, but I'm not here to talk about that. We also have an online freight community with over 800 members where we discuss technology, current events, and generally stir the freight internet pot. But I'm not here to talk about that either. I stand before you to discuss something much more serious: gongs. For many in our beloved industry, the ceremonial ring of a gong marks the closing of a big deal or the booking of a tough load. The warm sound fills the office, inspiring all who hope to soon ring it themselves. For years, those not fortunate enough to have immediate access to a gong were out of luck. Their victories would be celebrated in silence. No longer. Introducing FreightGong.com. Right? There it is. Okay. Freight Gong revolutionizes the freight industry by democratizing access to gongs for the entire community. I've already said it. This is a technology in many brokerage offices now, but we have figured out how to eliminate the cost of hardware and achieve unlimited scale using our proprietary cloud-based gong. They say beauty is in simplicity, and I assure you this is the case with Freight Gong. In fact, it is so simple that I've had to fill my entire 3-minute demo, half the time allotted to the other demoers, with a bunch of words, because my actual demo is about 3 seconds. So next time you find yourself celebrating.
Oh my God, that is so stupid.
Mark, what would we give that out of a 10? You think if you were a judge, what would you give that out of a 10?
Well, is that a 2024 view or 2025? Because I would be looking for some AI features at this point.
Hey, this is actually 2023. So
2023.
Yeah.
Okay. You were ahead of your time. You were ahead of your time.
we were still in the cloud-based meta at that point.
you
So
were,
being cloud-based at that point was revolutionary. So
you were pitching for the cloud. So it worked.
Yeah. Well, Craig just tweeted that it's going to be AI enabled this time. So perhaps I do need to get into the AI world a little bit more.
Yeah. So essentially, the AI after booking the load is going to ring the gong itself. Is that what AI enabled means?
Maybe, I don't know. I guess I got to figure it out. But I'll perhaps next week, before we start the meme contest, I can demo it.
That'd be good. Mark, thanks for joining us. You want to just quickly introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure.
You haven't been on the show before, right? I don't think so.
No, I have not. My name is Mark Hill. I'm the CEO of PCS Software. PCS Software, a TMS provider for carriers, brokers, and shippers.
Mark, is it cloud-based?
It is cloud-based.
Okay, thank God. Is there any AI?
There is AI.
Oh, wow. we are off to a hot start, sir.
Man, yes. Yeah.
How do PCS customers use AI in the software that you guys provide?
Yeah, we released 2 weeks ago, September 25th, our Cortex AI platform. For the last 30 years, PCS Software has been a leader in the TMS space, and well over 1,000 carriers, carrier brokers, and shippers utilize our software. So 30 years of workflow experience. It does everything, right? So front to back, dispatch through accounting, maintenance, safety, all that type of stuff. We've now started to bring all of those capabilities forward and augment them with built-in AI that does things like bringing natural language to the forefront. We're all prompters these days. Why not do that within your TMS? Machine learning, why not use that for better forecasting and prediction and those types of things? So, it's been pretty exciting to see, again, the older technology come forward in this new wave of capability.
So, Mark, I was the user of PCS for almost 4 years.
Nice.
So it's actually the only TMS I got really close with. And that sounds kind of weird, but I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the simplicity of it. It was nice to use. It wasn't complex. I used a few other TMSs, and I liked it. So,
Mark, when did you start?
I've been CEO for 1.5 years. Started with the company April of 24, and it's been a wild ride for, as we tried to navigate the industry like everybody else, help our carriers through all of this. Right, that's been our big challenge. We're actually just coming off of 3 weeks. We do our customer summit regionally, so we take it to the customers. So we've been on the road for 3 weeks, having, we go 3 different cities: Chicago, Houston, and Southern California. And so I've been deep in the trenches and in the airports, and stuck on planes and runways for the last few weeks.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm curious, Mark, because I used it last in October of 2020, so it's been 5 years. I'm wondering, what are the major changes that have taken place? Obviously, AI has been, kind of what everyone's been talking about as of late. But I'm wondering, if for anyone that's thinking about TMS for the last decade, what's been implemented, what's changed?
Through the end of COVID, kind of as all that whole period, we really doubled down on our customers, added just really spent up most of 23 and into 24, early 24, just adding more enhancements, catching up. Folks really needed to look inward and get their processes tighter and more capable. As 24 started to evolve, we started realizing all of the possibilities of AI. There were a ton of different technologies out there that we were looking at, trying to figure out how we were going to bring them into the platform. And what we really realized is there was so much need to bring that natively into the core, that we started really replatforming and rewriting the entire application. Our goal was leave no workflow behind, right? People love us because our system is complete and it does the business that they need to do in the very intricate ways that trucking companies do business. So that was our goal. And we set off on an internal journey to become an AI first organization that led to, kind of set up products and enhancements that we released Cortex AI, which is, a rewrite of our entire dispatch opportunity optimization capability in the app. So it's been quite a ride. I think PCS is at the forefront right now with internal capability, and then really what we brought out to the markets. Really, folks are just loving it as we previewed it for them.
Were you always in the TMS space, Mark, or were you doing something different for them?
No, I came out of so prior to this, I was primarily in. It's always been very similar, kind of heavy industry, industrial, but commodities and energy. So another cyclical market. My kind of lesson here, as we said in the energy business, is it kept us going every day. God grant me one more oil boom. I promise not to piss it away this time. And so I've kind of brought that saying forward to our company here. God grant me one more freight boom. I promise not to piss it away this time. So, very similar types of environment and needs.
That needs to be like some kind of prayer that is recited to in every office or something. We need like we need like the Our Father of
maybe
praying
that's
to the
Freight
freight
Gong
gods.
2.0. Maybe you have that like.
If everybody said that every morning, Mark, I think that could catch on.
They were up and down in that energy business, and that business really has learned to live with it, right? These deep cycles are kind of a way of life in that business. And so it is feast or famine, and you can feel it. And so it's actually less a prayer and more a bumper sticker as you ride around Houston, Texas, that you see that. But you gotta, if you're second and 15, you're second and 15. You just gotta figure out how to run the play that you run to get in a better position. And that's, I think, where we all are at this point.
Mark, are you seeing kind of like with some of the topics that are taking place right now, are you seeing any pickup with potentially some of the capacity that might be taken out of the market right now, thanks to
it's so timely. What you're saying is so timely. It is heavy on my mind. So 2 nights ago, we had dinner with our biggest of big customers. So imagine these are 800 to 1,300 truck fleets. It's a table of about 15 of us. So it's a relatively big table. And across the table, I hear one of the gentlemen say something like, "Oh, we're about to experience a COVID level event." I was not in the conversation. I was eavesdropping, which immediately made me go, what did he just say? So that then progressed to the conversation of, what is the impact? And these guys are right on the forefront. And so I'll say we're seeing it in our biggest of big right now, that just in the last, 3, 4, 5 weeks, it's really started to take hold. One of our carriers told us that they have 20% of their trucks sitting on the sideline right now, looking for drivers, or because drivers have come out of the pool. Now that's brand new information, right? That's not even probably hitting the stats or the metrics that are out there. The thing that I heard, that I felt from our customers, was we're at the beginning of this journey, just trying to realize the impacts of it. And that's real-time information. I mean, that was an operator sitting at a dinner table having some conversation. And so I expect over the next few weeks that'll start to show more in the data.
I'm waiting to pull up a photo here because Danielle keeps reposting it. So hold on, where's the coffee photo? Oh, here we go. Hold on. Here we go. 1 second. Damn, this is taking me longer than I expected. Oh, here we go. Danielle, how do we feel about this? Danielle, Mark, for context, I'm not sure if you followed some of the work that Danielle has been doing, but a lot of this I would say is, attributed to some of the investigative work that she's been putting out, and I think has been being picked up by, some of the authorities, which have actually been making strides. And
Danielle single-handedly is taking down a trucking industry.
Yeah.
I can't. I don't want to take. Well,
No
A, I can't take all the credit. B, that puts a target on me, and it's not all me. It's not me.
There's definitely a couple of, individuals. I don't know, Danielle, if you have like any people to shout out specifically, but you're the most of all people. I think you're the loudest, at least on my feed personally.
Yeah, I think that's true for a lot.
Danielle's about to enter witness protection.
Yeah, my name's going to be changed the next time I come on Freight Gong Friday.
Yeah, I think the part to kind of mention here is that as after COVID or during COVID and slightly afterwards, like we just saw such a surge above the trend line in terms of new carrier registrations that kept increasing and increasing, and that just to begin with, it did not seem sustainable, and it seemed like that the trend line before COVID was more or less in the same direction that of kind of like GDP growth, for example. Like as time went on, we were growing at about a 3 to 4% rate, and then COVID came, and it was just like hockey stick up into the right. Now it just it's kind of a self-correction mechanism, which didn't seem like it was going to happen by itself up until something got intervened with. Mark, how do you see it from your perspective?
Yeah,
affect a lot of companies.
I think about us, like I said, we have just over 1,000 customers, and those customers are primarily carriers, and they're all variety of sizes, all variety of different business models. So I kind of see us as an index play on, kind of where are carriers at this point. And I got to tell you, so the biggest challenge that we have in our business is just the out of businesses. So keeping ahead of that boulder that's always chasing us of our customers that are either majorly downgrading or shutting down or whatever. So that's been a continuous story, and it's been pretty steady over the course of the last couple of years. Just what we're seeing here in 2025, because I think there was some optimism towards the end of the year amongst our customers. And then even through April, once that, Liberation Day tariffs took effect, the volatility in freight right there, we see more kind of throwing in the towel over the course of the summer. And then I really think this is probably the leg down, maybe the capitulation point that some folks needed to start to take some of that capacity out, because it really was just bouncing around the bottom for so long, too much capacity so that rates couldn't go up, but enough capacity that people could generate enough cash to, kind of keep the business going. So it needed something to, rip the Band-Aid off in a little bit in a few areas. And maybe that's what this is.
Danielle, any thoughts?
I have a lot of thoughts. I keep sharing that photo because I'm just like watching it all happen. And I think it's great. Every time in this quote unquote freight cycle, which is unlike any freight cycle that we've ever seen, every time I thought we were at the bottom, there was another bottom below that one. And I don't know how far we could possibly go before running like 25-cent rates. Everyone's freight's stolen.
It's like getting a present with 10 boxes inside, and you just keep unpacking and peeling the onions, and a new box comes out.
Yeah. We've never seen so much cargo theft, identity theft, freight fraud, if you will. It trends right along the same line as all the carriers coming into the market.
Yeah, another thought, and I hate to, I don't want to necessarily bring it back to the energy business again, but it is another comparable cyclical business where bottoms are so bad. Like during COVID, oil went negative, which means you couldn't pay people to take your oil, right? It's just a bizarre concept. Another saying in that business is the best cure for low oil prices is low oil prices, because what happens in that space is they just rip capacity off. Like they just, as soon as it's not profitable, they make it go away. What's different about this business is we continue, even when the business is not profitable, we continue to ride it for cash flow. And, that kind of prolongs the whole situation. But I think, a situation like we're in now, it won't take much, right? Because we're teetering on that edge of, supply and demand of capacity. If there's just one more, there can only be so many more legs down. Like at some point, the rates are not sustainable. We're probably at that point right now. And, folks are going to have to realize that, and shippers will start to realize that because, they'll be looking for folks that are reliable and, trustworthy. And sometimes that costs money.
Yeah, it seems like from what I'm reading, there are people posting about, and Danielle, I think you're reposting some of the stuff too, which is that the rates we're seeing in some cases that the rates have doubled.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's everywhere. I don't know if that's just on some certain lanes or not. And I don't know if that's also either holding too. I don't know if that was just like a blip that took place and now we're back to where we were beforehand. But does it look like that trend is continuing, where the rates are actually bouncing back? From anybody's perspective?
Yeah,
I know I've seen it, and Craig has shared some stuff from Freight Waves from Sonar. It's definitely been in certain lanes. I was trying to look at.
Yeah, actually, I could pull something up here from today's newsletter. I'm gonna pull it up right now. So
I
there's
know
a guy.
in some lanes it's been definitely double.
So I'm gonna pull this up.
We got Los Angeles, California, plus 100 market. Columbus, Ohio market, plus 100. Harrisburg, PA market, another plus 100. Elizabeth, New Jersey market, plus 100. And then honorable mentions, Green Bay, Chicago, and the Charlotte, North Carolina market, all looking pretty spectacular today. Remember, always do your own research and make sure you set yourself in good markets so that we can get the most money for your dry van possible. Check out.
Yeah, and I saw this yesterday. And it seems like Wisconsin, Tennessee was popping off.
Canceled one of my previously booked loads yesterday because I was able to get Wisconsin to Tennessee load for close to double that rate it was originally going for. Okay,
That's beautiful.
So Danielle, how many drivers are we talking about here being taken out of the pool?
Hundreds of
About
thousands.
5%. About 5%.
Hundreds of thousands?
Higher.
5% of the market. I think it's around 200,000, but it's 5% of the market.
So 5% of let's say 5% of the market is impacting the rates to such an extent that we're seeing a jump of almost 2x now.
So this is my biggest complaint and irk with market rate tools. I think we have so much data in the spot market that when someone sees a number, like this is what I should be selling this for, they try to go just a little bit under. And so if we have those rates that are $1.19 per mile, everyone sees $1.19 per mile, and then they want to go $1.18 or $1.
I could see that. I could see that being leveraged in such a way, for sure.
And then we just keep going. If everyone goes a little bit lower, then that target rate just keeps going down. And I mean, we're not negative, but
Mark, what do you think? What do you think about that? I'm sure as a TMS, you guys might have some, integrations with pricing engines here. Would you see that that kind of makes you could see that effect or no?
Definitely, but I also think from the carrier perspective, there are many that are trying to hold the line on rates where they can, and so right there is a hard bottom on operating costs, right? They know what those are pretty well, especially if they're using a TMS like ours. So they don't necessarily try to chase rates. We hear as often leave things behind, try to do profitable business, all of those types of things. But the real question I think in this is this a blip? Do these entrepreneurial business owners, which is what they are by character, do they find a way to solve this problem? Is there going to be kind of a mass onboarding of new drivers? Is that possible out there? Are there drivers that were sitting on the sideline, right, that might be fit the credentials that are necessary? Are there drivers sitting on the sideline that rush back into the market? When you have kind of a supply side impact on pricing, it's not. I don't know that it's as predictable as kind of a demand side where you have more lead time around manufacturing, housing starts, all that kind of stuff. So I guess that's like you said, Danielle. Every time you think there's a bottom, there's another bottom. I'm cautious with this conversation because while it looks like this could be impactful, and tick prices up a little bit. Man, I don't know. I don't know what the thing that fixes it is. And then all of a sudden it turns around and, one more time you're disappointed.
So we got this comment from Ed Burns. He says, some of the rate, in quotes, corrections are going to be anecdotal and emotionally reactionary. Stabilization will come after some fluctuations, which I think is I agree. Fair assessment. I would argue.
Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of the drivers
or low, the stabilize higher or still at the depressed rate. That's the real question.
I hope stabilize higher. I know, like, the emotional reactions. I know a lot of drivers, and I have some text messages that have been sent to me. They're just not getting on the road because they don't want to be detained.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that enforcement continues. And I think this will be very much on the shipper and really insurance. Some of these carriers don't even have real insurance, but on the brokers and the shippers, will they continue booking those carriers or not? If the law enforcement continues or not.
Yeah. Well, we have, so we kind of covered some of these interesting topics, I think, around how the driver pool is being affected right now with the non-domicile, driver acts that are being taken place. We have also an interesting story that we covered, which was the $1 million tequila heist. I'm going to pull that up here. Did you guys hear about this?
Yeah, I didn't watch the 60 Minutes thing, but
let me try to pull it up here.
Hey,
so 24,000.
All left and Reed is here.
Yeah,
we're having technical difficulties. Maybe Paul's now having them. I don't know, but hey, are you guys talking about anything cool?
So we have 24,000 bottles of Guy Fieri's tequila were stolen in a double brokered.
This could be this unfortunately could be the catalyst that this industry needs to discuss a very important issue.
It made it to 60 Minutes. So
man, we've been dealing with this for years, and all of a sudden Guy Fieri gets into this situation and it's on 60 Minutes. We got to do a better job as an industry advocating for ourselves.
Didn't the Kardashians have freight stolen too?
Did they?
I don't know. I thought I saw something. Maybe it was fake.
Maybe
news.
it was. I mean,
But I kind of wish if that were to go viral. Oh my goodness.
It would be so funny. It is. I think it's more. I mean, more people are affected. But it's not enough people obviously talk about their loads being stolen. But some of these super high profile ones, I think, do get talked about, and I think it's great that they get mentioned, because especially a high profile case like this, it starts to really put it onto the Fed's radar even more than I think I'm seeing it starting to be put. So
no one talks. I mean, no one wants the finger pointed at them. We had 10 loads stole last week, so those conversations are generally private. So no one wants to be the bad guy that didn't properly vet a carrier. But there's far more freight stolen and the stuff that goes on than ever gets out.
I mean,
there's a comment here that the tequila heist happened months ago, but I guess
it didn't happen months ago. But
everything is recent news.
It was just on 60 Minutes though. It came out on 60 Minutes on Sunday.
Got it.
Yeah, I was gonna say that would have been fast if it had happened recently, and all of a sudden they had it on the same week.
The funny thing is on 60 Minutes, them breaking down the entire double brokering and taking the freight from Laredo that was supposed to go to Pennsylvania, but actually bringing it to a warehouse in California. I think that them breaking it down was super they did it in a really good way, but it's funny how regular people have no idea about this is happening literally every single day.
Yeah.
There's a comment here from Arthur that says FMCSA current system for issuing motor carrier numbers has been too easy to exploit. Anyone can get an operating authority with minimal verification, which has opened the door for fraudulent carriers, double brokers, and shell companies. And I think, largely speaking, this is true in my opinion, and it is very difficult. There just the barrier to entry to become a carrier is very low. And there are, for example, criteria like in California, you can have, and Danielle, you can speak to this, no first name on your paperwork or even your driver's license or your CDL, which make it difficult to pinpoint exactly who an owner of a company is.
Oh my goodness.
Furthermore, like I think Danielle, you mentioned this as well, which is that there should be some legislation around, or maybe it was you, somebody else, around a minimum ownership percentage of the majority owner of a company should be an American, I think it's American citizen, or at least a permanent resident, if not just a citizen. Yeah,
I agree with that. The barrier, this is where everything started for me, was going through the FMCSA data. And I mean, Christian, you went into it too with the email addresses, finding how many carriers had registered under the same. And I understand that there are agents that will register, but at the same time, that email address isn't updated and we have 642 with the same email.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Just to highlight the email that is used, it's WTF/FMCSA@yahoo.com.
And so that is starting to circulate around again. They have moved locations and they have a new email address and phone number.
Yeah. And
is it like at Gmail or what is it?
Oh yeah, I bought the domain.
It's an WTF/FMCSA@yahoo.
No, is the new email just a Gmail instead? Like
yeah, it's something. I forgot what it is exactly, but it is something.
I think the craziest thing that I saw from you, Danielle, this week was that there's a website that does show you history of a carrier's authority, and one of the most astonishing things about it, what you found was that there was actually a first and last name for the owner of the business, and then it changed to the last name still being there, but the first name being no name changed to no name given. Is that correct? Or was it the other way?
Yeah, no, it's like 90% of them that I went through, all of them, they'll either register with a full name and then change it to no given name, or they will register as no given name and then change it to a real name, which is ridiculous. There's a name there the whole time.
Mark, how do you think, have you put any thought into this issue? Is this something that at the service level provider, at the service provider level can be done, or are we all dependent on the FMCSA potentially taking some action here?
Yeah, no, certainly our customers, had high demand on the tools that are out there with, highway gen logs, the physical and the kind of digital verification that goes out there. Certainly also, as I talked to them, I talked to a customer, was with a customer just the other day, and he was part of the away team that went on with TCA to Washington just 2 weeks ago. So I know there's dialogue going on right now. TCA had a group out there either last week or the week before. I don't remember which one it was. And they had, a series of active audiences with senators, congresspeople, and staffers. So the reports back out of that was, Washington is listening. Now, how things get done, well beyond me. I don't understand all that. But at some level, the feds have to do something, right? And certainly nobody wants another TSA. It was for all bad reasons, but it does show if the feds decide that you're not going to wear shoes through a security, through a security gate, you're not going to wear shoes through a security gate, right? If they decide that you're not going to carry liquids on an airplane, you're not going to carry liquids. It's just whether they put their mind to it or they don't. And, the range of possibilities for what the feds could do to fight this are very wide. They have a lot of tools at their disposal, and they've deployed very few of those tools at this time. Yeah. So if there's kind of a move in the other way, not necessarily one for, more overreach or regulation, but in some cases, that's what's necessary. And I think this might be one of those cases private can only go so far in solving the problem.
Danielle, what do you think about the case where, let's say, the feds do intervene around the ownership percentage for a carrier, and we don't really know per se right now what maybe the distribution of the ownership percentages are, where the majority owner is actually somebody who's not even a U.S. citizen or a permanent resident. They're just an overseas, citizen of another country, what would happen, and how do we maybe deal with the case where if we found out a lot of the authorities in the US were owned by overseas individuals, and all of a sudden it was required that these companies, have to adhere to a certain ownership percentage in the United States? Be a citizen. Like, does that, could that actually be, like an apocalyptic capacity event?
It would be an apocalyptic capacity event. I think it would be similar to the numbers of the non-domiciled drivers we have now. I also think that we would see, there's 3,000 registered ELDs right now. We would see about 1,000 of them left, which would be phenomenal.
Maybe we can start with just the ELD.
If we started there, we might just take them all out with the ELDs.
It's actually, I've said this before, it is still crazy to me that you can start an ELD company and it is a self-certification process.
And I don't know, those that don't understand, and it's not their fault, but they don't understand the technology and these people having full access to be able to do whatever they want. That is insane. And those are the people that argue with me, and it's fine. I can explain it. But that in itself is an issue because the ELDs were created for safety, more so compliance, but created for safety. Then they can do whatever they want. The drivers can drive however many hours they want. It doesn't matter. Text, I need coffee, and their hours are reset. But then the other level of that, and where we've seen more federal action, and it's coming on the ELDs, is that data is being housed and managed not in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely.
So there's tools they could deploy, right? That's kind of there's so many different options, of which none to few are being deployed, right? So deploy any.
Yeah. And
you have impact, I think. And I think that has to happen. I think the tools that are out there, right, the digital and the physical monitoring tools or valid verification tools are awesome. But then they can only go so far, and the bad guys are, even one step ahead sometimes because that's their job.
I mean, even if we had like basic matching on fields when they try to register for a new USDOT number, that would take care of 75% of the new registrations.
A lot. Yeah. I went personally as far as advocating for a very similar process to when you sign up, you starting a business, you sign up with Gmail. Gmail gives you these like 3 records that you need to copy and paste to GoDaddy or wherever you bought your domain, and kind of have that same type of a process where you can associate the domain that you do all your digital communication with to the authority that you have been granted. It's been argued that it's a stretch. I don't personally think so, but that I think we're far away from being able to see something like that. But the field matching is just an obvious, an obvious one for sure too. So we're over time here. But Mark, thank you for joining us. It was great having you. We'd love to have you again sometime in the near future. And Danielle,
anytime. Thanks, Sean.
Coming on as always.
Of course.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Bye,
we'll see you next week. Next week, we have an ultimate meme competition. Make sure you're going to want to see that one because that one's going to be live, hot, on the spot. You're going to have to come up with a meme. We got a couple contestants and judges, so make sure to tune in for that. All right. Thanks, everybody.
Great. Have a great day.